Hey, all you hooligans out there, it's Jay here, Jay Hooligan from High Hooligan Films. I just want to check in for this week. It's been a very long, exhausting week. I did say in my last video that I was going to try to get the information for the color grading tutorial that I had found on YouTube. It's by Cinecom.net, and it's called the Complete Color Grading Tutorial for Premiere Pro Cinematic Film. And it's, like I said, I really enjoyed it. It was extremely informative, and the workflow for it kept me all right in Premiere. And I know there's a workflow through SpeedGrade that I haven't gotten to yet. Taking all of this past week to really dive into color correcting, I'm not a colorist, so that's a skill that I know I don't have, but trying to do color well and not just have a flat adjustment layer over everything or just throwing on a LUT is something, like, to me, is something to be admired for people that do that for a living, because I did it on a short film and it was complete hell. I mean, again, learning a new technique already, trying to put that technique into practice in such a short amount of time was kind of nerve-wracking, but by the end of it, I started to get a much better idea on the workflow and what I had to do, places where I could cut corners because I was on a really tight timeline. And I actually feel like going back through it, because although that timeline has ended, or excuse me, that deadline has ended, there's extensions that we want to do for the short, so we can put it through film festivals and have a much cleaner look to it. So I'm going to go back through, especially the first part, because I can tell from the very beginning, the first shots that I worked on, the color wasn't as good. And by the time I was done, I had a really good idea on what kind of look I wanted to give to it, how to highlight my protagonist or my primary subject on there, how to stack. That was a really important one, how to stack it, because in Premiere you only have a certain amount of latitude that you can go through, and that was a big lesson that I learned over the past couple days, especially on the rendering side, is because of the stacking, in order to get the right look, the render times were twice as long, three times as long as what was expected, and it threw my entire workflow completely off. And like I said, it was just a really stressful this whole week was just extremely stressful for that. Anyways, when I was talking about stacking for color grading, is say like the contrast for one of the shots I had to do. I would bump it all the way up, but it wasn't enough. So what I had to do was, on top of duplicating the file with the same color correcting thing, what I would do is I'd actually have master files and nested files that I would do the color correcting on that as well. So it would technically stack, and then the final product looked a hell of a lot smoother. It looked a hell of a lot better, and those were things that I didn't do at the very beginning, which is why I want to go back through and do the first shots again. Because the first shots, like I said, they were extremely flat, even with the color correcting, the method that they taught, that I learned from Cinecom. But this one was like later on, when I started stacking it, looked so much better on that. And it wouldn't necessarily be like I would need 100% contrast and then 100% more. And I know I could do that on an adjustment layer as well, but I already had those nested files already built in for a master file, so it was a lot easier to just throw that onto the nested files. Anyway, so big, huge lesson I learned this week was, especially when you're learning something new, I didn't really get a chance to acid test it. This was kind of my acid test, and it completely threw me for a loop. Make sure that you are offered enough time for that. And I know timelines, especially when you get into deadlines for festivals, for competitions and stuff like that, they get super tight. try to do these things on your own time. Like I said, coloring is not anything that I've ever done outside of just throwing an adjustment layer on or throwing on a LUT, but it was definitely an experience, and I'm actually kind of really interested in it. But I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay in post. Like I said in earlier videos, we're going to be switching over our focus from production and post, or at least from post-production to development and distro. So distro and possibly repping some other films for that. So like I said, there's been a lot of changes that have been going on just within this month alone, but we're trying to make sure everybody stays upbeat, stays in good spirits, and trying to keep everybody else updated so that they know what we're doing. And you guys can just watch to see what kind of struggles and things that we go through as a new production company. You know, not just a new brand new company, but a production company in film, that's not in Hollywood, without the Hollywood clout. It's so much of a different journey. So hope you guys subscribe and like. Also, again, I know I haven't updated the blog on the Hooligan webpage, but I plan to start that up again, especially now that I have a little bit more time. So keep in contact. If you guys have any comments or questions or anything, please feel free. We're always looking for people that are yearning for knowledge, that want to share experiences, because we love just handing out that information anyway. So yeah, hope you guys have a great weekend. Thanksgiving's coming up. I will probably be taking the first real break, an actual break from work. It's been a few weeks since I've had a day off, but yeah, I'll try to keep you guys posted beforehand. But again, if you guys get a chance to check out that video, Cinecom, the complete color grading tutorial for Premiere Pro Cinematic Film Look. It's on YouTube. Check out our website, HideHooliganFilms.com, and stay posted. Again, question, comments, always more than welcome. So keep pushing, guys. Remember, keep your head up, keep your spirits up, and there are other people just like you that come from absolutely nothing. All right, have a good one.